And we are live in a living color from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center here on the beautiful campus of the College of Staten Island. Michael Cohen with you, along with Mike Babuski, as we are bringing you the back end of a doubleheader here at the campus of the College of Staten Island. It is the men's basketball as they will take on Brooklyn College here this afternoon. And Mike, big game ahead here first. Before we talk about this game, let's quickly, and I've only got a couple minutes, look back as the women defeated Brooklyn College 72-56. Big day for Christina Passaturo, who had 30 points. Just quickly, your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, it was a big win for the Dolphins. They really needed it. It was a win that put them in a tie back atop the CUNYAC table with Brooklyn College. Both teams are now 7-1. The Dolphins got out to a fast start in that game, led by as many as 30 midway through the third quarter. Brooklyn was able to cut the lead down to as low as 12, but that was as close as they were able to come as the Dolphins rode those 30 points by Christina Passatoro and got a 72-56 win in the game. And, it was a big win for the Dolphins, Mike, and now we roll right into game number 2. The men are undefeated in CUNYAC play, and they're going to get to face a Brooklyn College team here this afternoon that's really been struggling in CUNYAC play.
And Brooklyn College really has been struggling this year. Take a look at where they were a year ago to where they are now. They are 3-13 on the year is Brooklyn College, but remember the names they used to have on this team, the John Balazs boys, Lorenzo Williams, as well as Jamal Gist. All those players were seniors last year, no longer a part of the team this year. And Brooklyn College right now relying on guys like Enos Nikovic and Austin Wood to get the job done. And it's been a struggle this year for Brooklyn College.
Yeah, and Brooklyn, of course, the defending CUNYAC champions, and anybody that follows CUNYAC play with any kind of regularity at all knew all 4 of those names that you were just talking about there, Mike. And, a big turnaround for Brooklyn College here this afternoon. But, for the College of Staten Island, Mike, they're coming off of a big win against Hunter College. It was a game that they jumped out to a huge early lead in. Hunter College was able to stick their nose out in front by a single point in the second half, but the Dolphins were able to come right back, regain the lead, and go on to a victory, hitting their free throws at the end of the game as they were able to ultimately defeat Hunter College by a score of 95-87. So, Mike, the Dolphins, who come into today's game on a big roll, undefeated in CUNYAC play, certainly looking to continue that here at home this afternoon.
And before we give you the lineups here tonight, remember a player to watch, Frank Schettino. There's really 3 players to watch, but we'll talk about him over the course of this game in this first half. But Frank Schettino, a couple games ago against Medgar Evers, had a triple-double. In his last effort against Hunter College, he was just one rebound shy of a triple-double again. And apparently was only the 5th triple-double in NCAA Division III history. So incredible job by Frank Schettino as he will lead these Dolphins here against the Brooklyn College this afternoon. Mike, take it away with the lineups.
Yeah, so for the starting lineups here this afternoon, first for the Brooklyn Bulldogs. The Bulldogs coming into the game here today with a record of 3-13, 1-6 over on the CUNYAC Conference, Mike. And like you mentioned, a big turnover. This team lost a lot of senior talent, and head coach Rick McLayoff, a very good head coach, by the way, looking to turn around this Brooklyn College team this afternoon. And here's the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. It'll be number 1, Austin Wood. Number 2, Chris McLatin. Number 5, Niv Cofino. Number 10, Maynard Grant. And number 33, Marcos Palemkas. For the College of Staten Island, it'll be the familiar starting 5. Number 1, Kalik Baum. Number 3, Eden Bracic. Number 4, Frankie Schettino. Number 21, Kavan Martin. And number 31, Robert Rossiter. And, Mike, Kavan Martin has really picked up his game over the last several for the Dolphins.
He really has. He's led the team in points 3 of the last 4 games. He had 20 points just the other day. In fact, a couple games ago, he did put down 28 points. I believe that was against he put down 28 points in a game couple starts ago. I mean, he has just been playing lights out for the Dolphins team. Also, Kalik Baum has been playing very well. The 28 points for Murphy coming against Baruch. So those 3 players, Murphy, Baum, and Schettino, all playing lights out for the Dolphins, and they need to as the Dolphins begin or in the midst of Kuniak play here in the 2016-17 season.
Yeah, and Mike, for the Dolphins, they came in, they shot 55% from the floor against Hunter College, so they did shoot the ball from the floor very well for the CSI Dolphins. They'll have this game here this afternoon to play a lot of assists over the last few games.
And he's been the king in assists for the Dolphins. Even this year, 130 assists coming into this year.
Yeah, he's averaging just under 9 a game, Mike, as Brooklyn commits an unforced turnover on that play, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout on the floor. Dolphins lead 8-7, Mike, and they've shot 4 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from the two-point line, 0 of 3 from the three-point line.
Yeah, they've taken some shots they've missed. Roster had a couple of shots in the corner that he had missed to start this game, but so far, I think kind of a pretty even start by both of these teams as they're just kind of filling each other out here in the early going. Brooklyn, 3 out of 9 shooting so far, 1 out of 3. The only 3 was Conafino. That's it so far on offensively here for the Brooklyn Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Mike, we didn't mention that Frankie Schettino leading the nation in Division III play in assists, averaging just under 9 a game, and he's picked up a couple of quick ones here as well as a basket for the Dolphins. That part you like. You don't like the 2 turnovers here early, but the Dolphins lead by 1 with the ball.
Schettino starting things off here for the Dolphins in the point. Passes it off to Roster, going to Baum. Baum in the corner, but inside the archway. Pass it off to Brocic for a three-pointer, no good. Rebound here for Brooklyn College as they make their way back across court. Confino passing it off this time to Austin Wood. Austin Wood working against Baum, trips, somehow gets himself back up on his own 2 feet and keeps possession of the basketball without traveling. Pass it off to Mikael Hatton, but a foul called inside.
Yeah, that time he tried to take the ball baseline, and instead Rorston is going to get called for the blocking foul for kind of cutting him off along the baseline. So he's going to pick up the foul. That's going to be his first, the Dolphins' first. So the Bulldogs will inbound the basketball now with a fresh 30-second shot clock.
Conafino inbounding it to Mikael Hatton. Passing it off to Conafino now, top of the key. Works his way back, backpedals just a little bit. Now works his way inside, passing it off this time to number 10, Maynard Grant. Takes the shot, tries to get his own rebound, does as he on the miss. And another new 30-second shot clock here for the Brooklyn Bulldogs.
Nice aggressive play by Grant that time, going after the miss. Dolphins have to do a better job boxing out.
Yeah, shot right there, and that will go down for Wood, and it looks like he may have drawn the foul while shooting as well.
He did, Mike, and that's going to be a foul on Taylor, who checked into the game for the Dolphins as he draws his first foul of the game, and Brooklyn regains a 1-point lead with an opportunity now for Wood to give the Bulldogs a 2-point lead. Austin coming in, shooting 73% from the line.
73% from the line, also a 38% shooter from the field. Misses the free throw shot. 9-8 Brooklyn in front. Schettino passes it off while trying to go inside. As they'll go back inside Schettino, but ball bounces around into the possession of the Brooklyn Bulldogs.
Yeah, 4 turnovers already, Mike, for the Dolphins here this afternoon.
Christian Taylor, number 23, is also checked in for CSI, and an off-balance shot is in for Maynard Grant. What a job by him. It's 11-8 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the sophomore for Brooklyn College, giving Brooklyn matching their biggest lead of the game.
Baum goes back over to Brocic, now over to Schettino. Schettino back across to Brocic, inside Baum. Schettino now top of the key. Thought about going for the shot, instead goes inside to Murphy, who draws the foul.
Yeah, Mike, it looked like Schettino was going to pull up for the three-pointer. Instead, a nice job feeding the ball inside to Murphy. Kavan, who's been shouldering more and more of the offensive load for the Dolphins, able to catch and put up the shot. He couldn't make it, but he draws the foul, Mike, and hits the first.
Foul was on Plimcast, so it was a chance to get 2 points here. He hits the first. And hits the second, so it's 11-10 in favor of Brooklyn College after a pair of free throws connected on by Kevion Murphy, who was a 62% shooter coming in from the free throw line.
Murphy leading all scorers for the Dolphins now with 4.
Confino Working his way inside, puts up the shot, but a foul was called first.
Yeah, so Taylor's going to pick up another one, Mike. So he picks up 2 quick ones here in this first half, and Brooklyn College will get to inbound the basketball. The Dolphins with 3 quick ones, as Vinny DeCunto will check in for Christian Taylor, who will go to the bench with his second foul.
Inbound pass upcoming here for Brooklyn College, as Mikael Hatton will inbound from underneath the net. And nice defense there by Bracic. He did get in the way of an inbounds pass, and that will force the turnover, and it goes back to the Dolphins.
Great play by Bracic that time as he knocked the ball off Wood to get the turnover, and the Dolphins with possession of the basketball.
12:46 to go here in the first half. Dolphins down 11-10 to Brooklyn College. Dolphins undefeated in the Kuniak so far this year at 7-0. Right now, Shatino and Bracic going back and forth. 3-pointer for Shatino, and it's going to bounce up, no good. Baum going for the rebound, has his hand on it, puts it up for the shot, no good. And a foul is called in the process of shooting, so Baum will go to the line to shoot 2.
Good, strong rebound that time by Khalid Baum, and Baum, the leading rebounder for the Dolphins, averaging just under 8 a game, able to put the ball back up to the rim. He couldn't hit the shot, but he did draw the foul. Kevon coming off of a big game against Hunter College earlier this week.
And that's now 2 quick fouls on Plemakis, and I imagine he was going to come out, and he will. Checking into the game now for Brooklyn College. Looks like it will be, can't see the number from the jersey right this second. We'll get it to you. 11-11 the score right now as Baum hits the second free throw. He now has 2 points, and it's 12-11 in favor of the Dolphins.
Yeah, David Melman checked into the game for the Bulldogs, Mike.
Melman wearing number 20. Confino putting up the shot, and the foul will be called first. Looks like that will be against the Dolphins. It will be on DeCunto.
Yeah, so the Dolphins continuing to pick up fouls here in the first half, Mike. 4 quick ones here, as it will lead to free throws here upcoming for Brooklyn College, as it'll be Darryl Bryant, the 6'1 sophomore, going to the...
No.
I'm sorry.
It'll be Niv Confino.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. 69% free throw shooter, 22 out of 32 in the year. Now make that 22 out of 33. 0 for 1 so far today. And he'll hit the second. So 1 out of 2 so far. We're tied up again here at 12. 4 points now for Confino. DeCunto passing it off to Shatino. Working inside the Baum. Has to get rid of it quickly. Pass it off to Bracic. 3-point shot. Yes.
And the Dolphins are such a different team, Mike, when Bracic is hitting his 3-pointers. He's now 1 of 2 from the 3-point line.
15-12 in favor of CSI, and CSI will get the ball back after the turnover by Brooklyn.
Yeah, so both teams turning the ball over here in the first half, 4 apiece.
DeCunto going over to Jade Spencer, who now checks in here for the Dolphins. Bracic still in, who had the 3-pointer, going over to Shatino across court basically. Shatino dribbling inside, pass it off, 3-point shot. Bracic, yes, why not? Do it again.
Bracic catching the ball in motion, 2 in a row, 6 quick ones. He has 8 in the game, and the Dolphins have their biggest lead of the game, 6 points.
Eden Bracic, a 32% shooter from downtown this season. 2 for 2 from downtown tonight. 3-pointer from Mikael Hatton says, anything you can do, I can do just as well. A 3-pointer for him. It's now 18-15, and a timeout is called. Looks like a 30-second timeout. So, Mike, your thoughts so far?
Yeah, you know, it's been a back-and-forth kind of game. Brooklyn College coming to the game really struggling, Mike. So, you know, if you're Brooklyn College, you want to stay in the game, keep it close for as long as possible, and give yourself a chance to win the game in the final minute. For the Dolphins, you're hoping for a little bit more than that here this afternoon, but it's been a good back-and-forth game. The Dolphins have come out. They're playing pretty well this afternoon, Mike. They're 6-11 from the field. They've hit their free throws. They're out-rebounding Brooklyn College and putting themselves in pretty good position here early in the first half.
Pretty good position. We'll see how CSI can, I think, try to start to tune things up just a little bit offensively. 6 out of 11 shooting, but 2 of 6 downtown. Brooklyn College has hit their shots so far. Really an even game when you really think about it. 18-15 is our score with just a little over 11 minutes to go here in the first half. As you're listening and watching Dolphins basketball here on your home for everything CSI Dolphins on CSI Sportsnet. Right now, DeCunto going over to Bracic. Bracic working across inside. Goes over to DeCunto, who was up top. Tries to pass it off. It may have been for Spencer or Bracic. I think Bracic was the intended player on that pass, but it'll go out of bounds back towards Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think DeCunto thought Bracic would go toward the baseline. Instead, Bracic kind of drifted back toward the free throw line. So the Dolphins commit their turnover now. They're 5th of the game, and Brooklyn with the ball.
Austin Wood taking the pass down court, and he will lose possession, but knocked out of bounds first by the Dolphins, and it will be a foul. Or no foul, I should say, just out of bounds and going back towards Brooklyn, I should say. Wood keeps that ball inbounds. That almost went out of bounds on the pass by Mikkel Hatton. Working inside is Grant up against Spencer.
Yeah, but he's going to get called for the travel, Mike, he shuffled his feet, and the Dolphins get the ball off the turnover. Both teams turning the ball over here in the first half.
Shatino gets a block from Baum. Baum now on top of the key. Going over to Bracic. Going inside, this time to Spencer. Back up to Shatino. Shatino thought about it, pulls up again. He thought about it twice. Goes to Bracic, who takes the three-point shot, and he is 3 for 3. 21-15 Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins matching their biggest lead of the game, Mike. It's 6 points as Bracic really heating up. 11 points for Eden here in less than half of the first half.
What I think Eden Bracic and Christina Passagiora had the same Wheaties this morning. My goodness. 11 points already for Bracic. Right over to Shatino. Puts up the shot and in for 2. And a nice job there by Shatino. No foul called as he was going on the process of shooting. So it'll just be 2 points for Shatino now with 4.
Beautiful hustle play by several Dolphins that time defensively, leading to the Shatino basket.
3-pointer for Grant. No good rebound for the Dolphins and Shatino. Quickly he goes to Spencer. Spencer nearly falls down but gets it off back. And Shatino going inside, works his way inside, but a foul call.
Yeah, and if you're going to call that, it's really kind of going to have to be a block, Mike, because Confino kind of stepped up and thrust his leg into Shatino on the play. So Shatino will draw the foul on the play. It's going to be ruled a non-shooting foul. So the Dolphins will get to inbound the basketball here with an 8-point lead.
Dolphins will inbound. Shatino over to Baum. Baum working on the baseline, looking to now work his way up towards the paint. Dishes it off this time to Stephen Flagg, who comes in. Flagg takes the shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Now goes up for it, but a foul called down low inside. And looks like that will be against the Brooklyn College.
Dolphins in the middle of an 11-3 run, Mike, here over the last 3 minutes or so of play to open up the lead to 8 points after Brooklyn tied the game up on that Confino free throw with 12:19 remaining. So a nice job here by the Dolphins as they open up their biggest lead of the game. It's 8.
And Bracic tried to go for the shot, but a foul called, and that will be against CSI. So go back towards Brooklyn. Foul will be on Stephen Flagg.
Yeah, so Flagg picks up the offensive foul. The Dolphins turn the ball over.
And that will be an errant pass, but a nice job there by Tesorario to save it. Otherwise, that would have gone out of bounds and it would have been CSI basketball. Mikkel Hatton going over to Grant. Grant going up top to David Melman. And a three-point shot up no good. Rebound here for the Dolphins. Flagg with the rebound, hands it off to Shatino. 8:43 to go, first half. And a shot inside. Rebound here for Spencer, no good. And the Brooklyn College Bulldogs come away with it. Here comes Mikkel Hatton working against Spencer. Puts up the shot, tries to bounce off the defender, and he will not get the offensive foul there called. Instead gets the defensive foul.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, the Dolphins had a couple opportunities to open up their 8-point lead there, and you know, Shatino went to the basket well, drew contact, but couldn't draw the foul, and now to be McLatton with an opportunity to go to the free throw line and kind of choke off this CSI run.
So 8:31 to go here in the first half, 23-16 in favor of CSI. And shot is up and good for Brooklyn College. Now 23-17 lead for the Dolphins. Schettino bringing it down court. Very conservatively right now with 20 seconds on a shot clock. Goes inside, finds Spencer all alone with no one around him. He puts it in for two.
Yeah, that time Grant kind of got distracted and Spencer got an angle and was able to lay it up and in.
Maynard Grant passes it off this time inside to Mikael Hatton. Works his way inside and gets the two. And it cuts it to a 6-point lead.
Good move that time by the senior, as we're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul called on Schettino. He doesn't like to call, but it's going to be his first, and the Dolphins are over the limit. But Brooklyn College will get to inbound the basketball. 7:56 remaining here. Brooklyn down by 6, 25-19.
25-19 in favor of CSI. Michael Cohen and Mike Babuski with you here on CSI Sportsnet. 3-point shot by Mikael Hatton's no good. Rebound by Stephen Flagg. Hands it off quickly to DeCunto. Just under 8 minutes to go. Dolphins on top, 25-19. Flagg in the corner, gets out of the corner, works his way to the top to Eden Bracic. Passes it off inside, but it bounces off the hand of Murphy. Nice job there by David Millman to block that pass.
Yeah, 8 turnovers now, Mike, for the Dolphins.
Confino going over to Mikael Hatton. As they go back and forth, Confino with a 3-point shot. It was in, then out. And no good as a result. Bracic with the rebound for the Dolphins. Passed it off to Flagg. Flagg working inside, passing off to Spencer. Goes back to Flagg, who puts it up on top for two. And that's now 2 points there for Flagg, his first points of the day.
Yeah, big basket for the Dolphins. They open the lead back to 8.
6:57 to go. Three-point shot for Mikael Hatton, no good. And a rebound again for the Dolphins, Jade Spencer. Dolphins have done a nice job rebounding so far. That's now 15 rebounds to just 7 for Brooklyn. Kevion Murphy going over to Stephen Flagg, top of the key. Flagg working his way inside with the jump shot, no good. Gets his own wrist and puts it up and in. Nice job by Stephen Flagg, like a running back going towards the end zone. He was able to put it in for 2 points after the miss.
Yeah, you know, Flagg's really improved his offensive game all year long for the Dolphins, Mike, and now he scored 2 consecutive baskets for the Dolphins as they open their lead up to 8 points. And, you know, really a nice job working his way inside, sticking with it, laying it up and in. He's already got 4 points and 4 rebounds for the Dolphins.
Rebound here for Brooklyn College, 29-19. Mikael Hatton passing off to Grant. Grant puts up the shot, no good. It was a rebound for CSI, but Spencer may have had a hand on it and then lost it, so Brooklyn gets the ball back in a new 30. Instead, Brooklyn very aggressive offensively, taking to the hoop. They'll draw the foul as Mikael Hatton will go to the line to shoot.
Yeah, you know, Mike, the Dolphins have really done a good job rebounding the basketball, you know, almost every possession for Brooklyn College. But that time, Brooklyn able to grab the offensive rebound and get the ball toward the basket and draw the foul.
First shot is no good here from Mikael Hatton. Mikael Hatton, as a free-throw shooter this year, has been very good. Only 20 out of 25, but that's 80%.
Yeah, and, you know, Brooklyn, Mike, only 3 of 6 from the line here this afternoon so far.
And he'll hit his second. So he is now Mikael Hatton 3 out of 4 so far today from free throw line. And the jump shot is good.
Yeah, and that jump shot, Mike, was by Darryl Bryant. That's Bryant, new to the Dolphins here this year. First home game for Bryant, and he hits his first home shot.
Gives the Dolphins a 31-22 lead, and Bryant says, let me try to get another one. Still a miss, but a rebound here by Spencer, who puts it in. And it's 33 to 22 in favor of CSI.
Yeah, Dolphins showing a little bit of energy, and you like what you've seen so far by Darryl Bryan, a sophomore player from Academy New Church High School in Queens.
Dolphins showing a little bit of their future as well. Shot no good here for Brooklyn. Rebound here for number 25, Valdin Baptiste. And it's taken away by the Dolphins, eventually by DeCunto. Now Shatino puts it up top for Murphy. Comes down with it, puts it up and in. And he is screaming and he is pumped. 35-22 Dolphins. Timeout is called, and looks like it was a full timeout. Is indeed called. So we'll take a break here for your home for everything CSI Sports. CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
1-1 has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14
is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-one physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
And we are back, folks, right here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. You're listening to Dolphins basketball here on your home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSI Sportsnet, and CSIDolphins.com. Mike Babusky. Mike, Dolphins up 35-22. CSI starting to impose their will, if you will, here against the Brooklyn Bulldogs. They are on a 6-2 run, as they now have a 35-22 lead. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins have outscored Brooklyn College 23-12 since this game was last tied. So you want to keep seeing that defensive play out of the Dolphins as they continue to build that lead.
Confino right now working his way into the paint, puts up the shot against two Dolphins, and it's no good. But we're seeing a little bit of the future here with CSI, as now Vondris Lennon now checks in. He is a freshman out of Yonkers. But we've seen Lennon, we've seen a lot of Spencer. We've also seen Darryl Bryan, so players that could be part of the future for the Dolphins getting some serious minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, they are, Mike, and the Dolphins now commit their 9th team foul here in the first half as Confino goes to the free throw line here for the 3rd time and hits the first and cuts the Dolphin lead down to 12.
Confino now with 5 points. And he hits the second, so Confino now 2 out of 3 at the free throw line. Let's make that correction, make that 3 out of 4 at the free throw line, as it's now 35-24. He now checks out.
And the Dolphins shot over 50% in the game against Hunter, 58% so far here today, Mike, 14 of 24.
35-24. Dolphins on top by 11. DeCunto, Shatino working against the freshman, passes it off, this time into the corner for a three-pointer by Bryant. No good. Rebound by Maynard Grant for Brooklyn College, and they're working quickly in transition. Shot put up, no good, and that was from the freshman Tesario, 5'7", working up against the big guys like Darryl Bryant, who is 6'1". That's a mismatch right there, but still going to the line will be Tesario for the fouls shots.
Yeah. So Brian picks up his first, Mike. The Dolphins now have 10 fouls in this first half compared to just 5 for Brooklyn. So Brooklyn will be in the double bonus here for the rest of the first half.
Tesario is a 64% shooter from the free throw line as he hits that one. Now 35-26. He now has 2 points. 4:08 to go here in the first half. Shatino going over to DeCunto. And Shatino, Tesario almost drew a foul right there as he bumped with Shatino, but no call there. Shatino still at the top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Needs to take a shot. Off-balance shot. Foul is called, so we'll see. That'll be a blocking foul called.
Yeah, that'll be on Tesario, Mike, and that's going to be the 16th foul for Brooklyn, and it's going to be ruled that Shatino was not in the act of shooting, so the Dolphins will get a fresh 30-second shot clock.
DeCunto, 3:50 to go here in this game, or first half, I should say. 28 in the shot clock. Schettino working inside. Baum, who's had a fairly quiet first half, goes inside, gives it up inside, but no good on the shot there by Lennon. Brooklyn gets the rebound, now going the other way in transition. Tesario, no travel called there at all. That was pretty close. As he thought about going for the three, then thought better of it. Instead hands it off to Austin Wood, goes over to Maynard Grant. Maynard Grant puts it up, and it will not count.
Yeah, that's going to be an offensive foul called on Grant, and I thought Grant was fortunate not to get called for the travel before he put the ball on the floor, but then he ends up getting called for the offensive foul. That's going to be his second, now the 7th foul on the Bulldogs, so now the Dolphins will be in the bonus if they get another foul against Brooklyn.
3:18 to go, as right now Schettino working against Tesario, gets the block from Baum to free him up, passes it off inside, this time to Lennon. Lennon takes the shot. It's going to be no good. It hits it, just gets the netting. And foul called inside underneath, and looks like it will be.
I think Schettino's just going to be ruled out of bounds on the play, Mike, and it'll just be the Dolphins losing the ball off of the missed shot. So Brooklyn with possession, trailing by just 9, Mike, so they are hanging around here in this first half.
Brooklyn hitting at 33% compared to the Dolphins' 53% so far in the first half. And a three-point shot this time by Wood. Bounces out, then bounces in. It's the way it goes sometimes, but it will count just the same. It's only the third three-pointer of the day for Brooklyn here in the first half. They trail now 35-25. And CSI's offense has gone cold here for quite some time now, Mike.
7-0 run for Brooklyn here over the last 3 minutes.
35-25. Dolphins get the rebound. Schettino going coast to coast, puts it up, needs some help, but he'll draw a foul first.
And if that's a foul on Grant, Mike, and I believe it is, that's going to be his third, and he'll probably have to go to the bench.
And that will be his third. And they will make a substitution. Looks like Baptiste is about to check in.
That's a big foul, Mike. Grant's an active player for them. He hasn't shot particularly well, but he has had 4 rebounds and a couple of steals.
Free throw is good for Schettino. Schettino so far today from the free throw line is 1 for 1. That's his first. Good free throw, pretty good. He's had his issues with the free throw line this year as Schettino, 56%. He misses that one. Right now be Tesario taking a three-point shot against DeCunto, covering him. He'll miss the shot. Rebound here by Baptiste. Passes it off this time over to Nathan Joseph. And right now Tesario. Baptiste, long three-point shot, no good as it hits the rim. Rebound here by Limkas, and he's able to put it back in. And he had been out of the game for a while with those 2 fouls, but he puts it in for 2. It's now a 5-point game. Baum misses the shot, and Brooklyn gets the rebound. And Brooklyn's starting to feel pretty good right now. Under 2 minutes to go. Down only 5.
Some bad play by the Dolphins, as Dolphins fortunate to draw the offensive foul that time, as that's going to be called on Josephat. But the Dolphins really struggling, Mike. They allowed Brooklyn 3 opportunities at the last basket and really have gone ice cold from the field. And Brooklyn College is taking advantage of that, and they've turned around a 35-22 game and made it 36-31.
Kind of what we saw for a little bit in the women's game, where the women were enjoying a 30-point lead and watch it shrink before they went on a nice run at the free throw line.
As that time Martin misses the layup, Mike, but Baum there to put it back in.
38-31, Dolphins in front. Minutes 19 to go. 24 on the shot clock. Tesario's been in the game for a while. Hands it off this time to Wood. Wood, the three-point shot, awkward. Nice job there by Plimkas to get the miss. Still with 13 on the shot clock. Wood, thinking about going for 3 again, decides he will not do that. Passes it off, tries to pass it off to Tesario, but it was deflected by the Dolphins, and Brooklyn will keep the basketball with 6 on the shot clock and a minute to go before halftime.
Yeah, good defensive play by the Dolphins, Mike. Unfortunately, Brooklyn able to maintain possession. Now they have 6 to shoot.
38-31. Going inside. This time, three-point shot, and it's good. Three-pointer for Osafat, as it now makes it a 38-34 game. 51 seconds to go.
Yeah, they're going to call that a 2, Mike.
Long 2 instead, so 38-33. Schettino. 40 seconds to go. Off balance shot, and he hit it. It's good. What a shot there by Schettino. And that's a big shot there for the Dolphins with 33 seconds to go before the half.
It is, Mike, and he's got 7 now for the Dolphins.
40-33 in favor of the Dolphins. 18 seconds still in the shot clock, so it's still a factor here with 20 seconds to go before halftime. As they reset the offense here for the Bulldogs, as Rich Milcath calling the plays for his team. Tesario, Nate now with 4 in the shot clock, has to hurry. Passes it off, stolen by Schettino. Here we go, coast to coast, puts it up, and it's going to be no good with 2 seconds to go. But a nice job by Schettino to steal it, as Brooklyn was really milking that clock there before halftime. Dolphins go into the locker room with a 40-33 lead.
Yeah, Mike, it was, but, it was a nice play by Schettino to come away with the ball, but that's at least the 3rd or 4th time this season, Mike, we've seen Frankie take the ball to the basket and worry about drawing the foul instead of hitting the shot. In that time, he just wasn't able to hit the shot or draw the foul, but Dolphins have to feel pretty good about themselves. They've led in this first half by as many as 13, and they go into halftime with a 7-point lead.
It's a 7-point lead for the Dolphins, and we will take a break here on your home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. Dolphins on top of Brooklyn, 40-33. We'll talk to you a little later.
fees and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Tell me never to use scissors. And to follow the swimming rules. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a little gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
You got a pizza for a Todd?
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably put the bonfire over there.
Justin Smokey liked that idea.
During baseball, they have no choice. Unless they want to do one of you on each game.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry. 74 people will pick before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face treatment. A, arm movements. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you can lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family
voice sounded like a possessed.
And we are back here, folks, in the CSI Sports and Recreation Center, home of Staten Island Dolphins basketball. Michael Cohen, Mike Bebuski bringing you for second half action of this Dolphins Bulldogs game here at the Sports and Recreation Center. And for the Dolphins, they lead 40-33. And really, you look at statistically, Mike, pretty even game, although the Dolphins have shot much better than Brooklyn, 50% from the floor to 35% for Brooklyn. But so far, you take a look at rebounds, 21-18 in favor of CSI. Turnovers, really 10-9, very, very even in turnovers by both teams. But players that stand out for me, Ian Brocic with his three big three-pointers, really is the difference in this game so far today.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, it was a game that the Dolphins took a 13-point lead in when Kevon Murphy hit a layup with 5:11 remaining in the game. And, you know, the Dolphin offense went a little bit cold from that point forward, and they were outscored 11-5 to close down the first half. But a nice job by Shatino to get the last basket of the first half for the Dolphins, and they were able to open up the lead that went from 13 down to as low as 5 and go into halftime with a 7-point lead.
So 7-point lead for the Dolphins as they begin this second half. And remember, Brooklyn did close out the first half pretty well. They did come to within as 6 points with 2:56 to go before the half with the Austin Wood three-pointer that made it 35-29. But then the Dolphins closed it out. They got a couple of layups, one from Shatino and Baum, and then the jump shot by Shatino to close out the first half that made it 40-33. What do the Dolphins have to do, Mike, in the second half in order to stave off the upset here from Brooklyn College?
Well, you know, Mike, I think they really need to play a lot the same way they did in that first 20 minutes. You know, focus on defense, play from defense out. You know, this is a team that struggled offensively at times. And then the other thing that you're hopeful for the Dolphins is that you're going to get a little bit more offense out of Kevon Murphy and Khalid Baum in the second half. In the game against Hunter College earlier in the week, Murphy and Baum shot a combined 18 of 21 from the field in that game and finished with a combined 46 points. Here this afternoon, Khalid is yet to hit a basket from the field. Kevon 2 for 2 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line. He has 6 points, so a combined 8 points between those two players. They had a combined 46 points earlier in the week against Hunter College, and Dolphins, I'm sure, will be looking for more offense out of that pair here in the second half.
Absolutely, that pair right now combining for just 8 points, 6 for Baum and then 2 for Murphy. Also, Shatino with just 7 points so far today. So you want to see the triplets, if you will, have a big second half. But of course, Ian Brocic has picked it up nicely here for the Dolphins with 11. On the other end of things for Brooklyn, Chris McElhatton with 10 points. He leads the way. He has hit 3 from the field and few free throws and a three-pointer. The guys you have to keep an eye on, though, Austin Wood. He has had 5 points. You don't want to let him take control. And also Confino has had his hands on the ball a lot here in this first half. Has not shot well. Really no one has shot particularly well so far for Brooklyn College, as they have struggled in the paint against CSI's defense.
Yeah, taking a look at the numbers, Mike, Brooklyn 8 of 23 from the field. That's 35%, including 2 of 10 from the three-point line, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. The Dolphins To contrast that, 14 of 24, that's 58%, including 3 of 7 from the three-point line and 4 of 5 from the free throw line. All 3 of the Dolphin three-pointers by Eden Bracic. He's 3 for 4. The other Dolphins 0 of 3 from the three-point line. So it was a pretty good first half for the Dolphins, Mike. I thought they had an opportunity maybe to go into halftime with a little bit bigger lead than 7 points, but the Dolphins putting themselves in good position here in the second half as they look to continue their unbeaten ways in the CUNYAC Conference and, continue to do what the Dolphins usually do, which is play pretty well at home. Dolphins coming into today 5-1 at home, 7-0 in the conference, and looking to build on those numbers here this afternoon, Mike. And we should mention that both of these teams are going to go on the road basically for 2 weeks after today. Yeah. Dolphins will have, the men's team will have 4 consecutive road games. Kane University, their final non-conference game of the regular season. Then John Jay, CCNY, and Baruch all on the road before the Dolphins come back here 2 weeks from today against York College. So the Dolphins will have a lot of their conference schedule coming in the next couple of weeks, and then a lot of home games to finish the regular season.
So Schettino will start things off as he hands it off to Bracic as we begin the second half. Dolphins with the starting 5 that we are accustomed to seeing on the court to start this second half. Roster going inside of Baum. Baum going back up top to Bracic, now over to Schettino. 9 on the shot clock here to start this second half. Schettino puts it up and in, and a good start for the Dolphins. That's now 9 for Schettino. It's 42-33, 9-point lead.
Yeah, and he's got the last 4 points, Mike, for the Dolphins.
Right now, be Confino bringing it down court here for Brooklyn College, going over to Maynard Grant. Now back up to Mikael Hatton. Then Austin Wood. Same starting 5 we saw for Brooklyn College on the floor right now as the pass inside to Confino goes out of bounds. And it'll go back to the Dolphins.
Good idea that time by Wood, but his bounce pass just about a half step ahead of Confino. So the Dolphins get the ball off of the 10th turnover, or the 11th turnover for Brooklyn College this afternoon.
Frank Schettino going over to Murphy. Now goes back to Schettino. Long three-point shot. No good. Rebound by Baum. Puts it up and in.
So Baum gets his basket off the offensive rebound, and the Dolphins off to a 4-0 run to start the second half.
Now 6 points for Baum, and you talked about it, Mike, yourself, coming out of halftime. See if Khalid Baum could have a big second half and a good start for him. Start things off. Right now will be Maynard Grant passing it outside. 3-point shot for Confino. No good. He gets the rebound on the miss. Goes over to Austin Wood for 3. Kisses in and then out. No good. So a couple of 3-point opportunities for Brooklyn College, and they miss both times, and the Dolphins will get the rebound on the miss.
And, Brooklyn only shot 11 of 30 in that first half, off to a slow start here in the second half, and the Dolphins look to build on their 11-point lead.
18:26 to go here in the second half, as we're just underway in the second half, and Eden Bracic picks up where he left off in the first half. A 3-pointer, his 4th of the day, as he now has 14 points.
Yeah, big basket by Bracic, and that is exactly the way, Mike, the Dolphins were looking to start this second half.
A 7-0 run to start things here in the second half. Full timeout. We're back right after this on your home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-one physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
And we are back, folks, right here in the Sports Recreation Center. Brooklyn College with the basketball. CSI on top 47-33, and a turnover inside low, and it goes back to the Dolphins. Eden Bracic with a big 3-pointer before we hit that break. makes it a 47-33 lead. Dolphins out in front with 7-0 start here in the second half.
Yeah, and since Brooklyn College cut that Dolphin lead down to 5, Mike, the Dolphins on a 9-0 run.
That goes back into the first half. But Baum, off-balance shot, and it'll miss, hits the rim. No good. Mikhail Hatton and Conofino coming out with it. Conofino right now with his hands on the ball goes to Grant, back to Mikhail Hatton. Goes back to Conofino, top of the key, back to Mikhail Hatton as they go back and forth right now outside the arch. Going inside is Grant, works his way around Baum, but puts up the shot, no good, as Murphy says, get out of here. And the Dolphins with the basketball. Shatino goes back across. Rossiter, open three-point shot. Yes, why not? 50-33 Dolphins.
Yeah, and Mike, the Brooklyn hasn't scored since there was a minute remaining in the first half, so that three-pointer goes in and out, so the Brooklyn's now gone 4 minutes without scoring.
4 minutes without scoring, and it's now a 10-0 lead in the second half, or 10-0 run in the second half for the Dolphins as they lead 50-33. Foul called. Looks like they will be on Mikhail Hatton, his first of this second half.
And Rossiter missed his 2 attempts at a three-pointer early in the first half, hits a big one here, and the Dolphins have their biggest lead of the afternoon.
Shatino going to Baum. Baum thought about going inside. Instead, thinks better of it. Goes back up to outside to Shatino. Shatino waves Murphy back inside as he's standing right now inside the paint. Tries to put up the shot, probably thinking about trying to pass it inside to Murphy, but he comes up with it anyway on the turnover. Shatino to Baum, working inside, says thank you very much, and drops it home for 2.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play, stealing the ball from Plamakis, and it led up with Baum getting another basket. All of a sudden, he's got 8, and the Dolphins have opened up a big 19-point lead.
Mikhail Hatton, three-point shot, and that will be good. And a big three-pointer there for the Bulldogs, their first points of the second half. It's now 52-36 as they trail now by 16.
Brooklyn needed that desperately, Mike, and now they need some defensive stops to try to swing the momentum around.
Shatino going to Murphy, working inside, spins, turns, it's going to be rejected, taken away by the Brooklyn Bulldogs, and Mikhail Hatton, who comes out with it. Going to Conofino. Bulldogs need to get on a run if they're going to get back into this basketball game. Pamlakis going back to Conofino, back over to Wood. Wood works his way inside towards the baseline in the corner. Now works inside to Pamlakis, goes back. He was trying to go to Maynard Grant, who has to chase the basketball. Now takes the three-point shot and hits it. That's a big three-pointer on a play that looked like it was going to be a turnover. And it's now a 6-0 run for the Bulldogs. They're down 52-39.
Big answer to get themselves right back in the game, Mike.
So a couple of big three-pointers for the Bulldogs. They needed those desperately. Shot by Shatino's no good. Murphy comes up with it, and it has it stripped away. And looks like he took one off the top of the head as well. No foul called. Maynard Grant, three-point shot again. It's going to bounce around, no good. Plamakis comes up with it, puts up the shot, gets the foul called, but no offensive charge called. Or is it?
That's got to be.
It's got to be an offensive charge, and it is.
An offensive foul,
and
Mike.
It is.
He really cleaned out the way.
And they're going to call it an offensive foul on Plamakis as he got his shoulder in the way, and that will be really a stiff arm. The third foul called on Plamakis. Second of the second half on the Bulldogs overall, and the Dolphins will get the basketball back.
Yeah, Mike, and it's been a game of field goal percentage here. The Dolphins shooting 50%, Brooklyn College just shooting 35%, and, that's allowed the Dolphins to open up a 13-point lead, but that lead was just 18 a moment ago, so the Dolphins want to continue to focus offensively.
Shatino to Rossiter, to Baum, going inside to Spencer, but it's not going to go off his hands, backed up by the Dolphins and Bracic. Shatino working around the perimeter, puts it up, and it'll drop right in. Nice job by Shatino with the little layup. And the Dolphins get 2 points, 11 points now for Shatino tonight.
Good job by Baum. It looked like he might touch it while it was on the cylinder. He let the ball go in, and Shatino gets the basket.
Mikhail Hatton looked outside, goes back inside, now goes back outside this time to Wood. Wood works his way back out. Or the perimeter. Going inside is Conofino, puts up the layup and in.
Nice move by Conofino to get the layup and keep Brooklyn within 13.
Conofino now with 8 points so far today for the Brooklyn Bulldogs. Kelly Baum going over to Brocic, three-point shot, rims around and out. Foul called first.
Yeah, that time Corfino is going to get called for shoving Schettino to the ground. He doesn't believe it, but he's going to pick up his second, and that's going to be the third team foul on Brooklyn. So the Dolphins will maintain the basketball now with a fresh 30-second shot clock and a 13-point lead.
And while there is 13:50 to go, we'll see how the Dolphins draw it up here offensively. Would not mind if the Dolphins take some clock off here with 26 on the shot clock.
Brooklyn in the middle of an 11-2 run, Mike.
Baum puts it up and puts it in, draws the foul. He'll go to the line for one more chance at a three-point play. And Khalid Baum came into the second half with only 4 points. He has now had 6 points so far here in the second half. He has really started to make his presence felt.
Yeah, he's really turned it around for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins need Khalig's inside presence. And against a Brooklyn College team, Mike, that's one of the more undersized teams we've seen so far in the conference. It looks like Khalig can make some way inside the paint here in the second half.
Dolphins with 3 players in double figures. That's Baum, Brocic, and Schettino. Baum and Schettino both with 11. 57-41. Three-point shot, Mikhail Hatton. Rims around and rims in.
Yeah, that time Rossiter was just a step too far back to close out in time. He now has 16 to make it a 13-point game.
And 9 of the 11 points that Brooklyn has had, as that is good on the layup by Spencer, have come from long distance for Brooklyn so far in the second half.
And that was a beautiful feed by Schettino, who already has 11 assists now.
Right now, Mikhail Hatton taking a pass from Confino, puts up the long jump shot, no good. Dolphins come out with a rebound with Schettino, passing it off, hoping for the assist as he passed it off to Spencer on the look-away pass, but it'll be no good as Spencer loses the handle.
And actually, that's the 12th assist now for Schettino, and could have had a 13th. That was a beautiful feed to Spencer, Mike, but he just couldn't hold on to it.
59-44, Dolphins in front. And they've been out in front pretty much the entire game, although you go back to the start, we've had a couple of lead changes at the start of the game, but the Dolphins have been in control for the most part. Three-point shot, Mikhail Hatton, and it's going to be no good. Pick coming up with it, though, was Grant. Gets his own rebound on the miss and taps it in for 2. Nice job, and a nice quick answer by the Dolphins. Going coast to coast was Brocic and put it in, as that will be a pass outside. Dolphins did not, or Brocic saying that he did not touch it. Dolphins on top now 61-46, 12:23 to go.
Yeah, and it looks like the officials agree with them, and it's going to be the Dolphins to inbound the basketball now with a 15-point lead and 12:23 remaining, and Schettino now credited with 13 assists, Mike, as he closes in on the assist record, his own assist record once again. He already leads the nation in assists, averaging just under 9 a game.
So right now, 12:18 to go. Tesario coming out with it for the Bulldogs, working here against DeCunto. Going over to Confino. Confino works his way inside, this time to Tesario. And a blocking foul called on the Dolphins. As last one to get his hands in it, looks like it was Wood.
Yeah, so that's going to be a foul on Brocic. That's going to be his first, the team's second. So he will check out of the game, and his three-point shooting, Mike, has really been a difference here this afternoon.
It was actually Mikhail Hatton who drew the foul, so I correct myself there. Maynard Grant working up top here. Tesario now works inside. Confino working against Taylor Christensen, who drew a couple fouls in the first half. Three-point shot, and another one goes in and good. And this time from Mikhail Hatton, who continues to dominate now with 4 three-pointers today, Michael. Now 19 points to lead the way for both teams.
Brooklyn now 4 of 10 from the three-point line here in the second half, 6 of 14 from the field.
And that's a good answer there for the Dolphins. Quick 2 makes it 63-49. Nice job by Mikhail Hatton to keep that ball from going out of bounds. Keeps the possession alive. Grant jump shot, hits it, and it's now 63-51. It's now a 12-point game, and Brooklyn's starting to feel it a little bit offensively.
Yeah, they're really starting to heat up from the field, Mike.
Christensen working inside, puts up the jump shot, and he'll draw the foul.
Yeah, that time Taylor took the ball to the basket with a little bit of aggressiveness. It was his first shot of the afternoon. He was able to draw the foul, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 as the Dolphin lead is down to 12. It's been as many as 19 here in the second half.
Well, the Dolphins have given up 3-pointers here. They have answered quickly, which is, of course, a benefit. 64-51. Christensen at the free throw line for the first time, and he'll hit the 1-and-1. Now 2 points for Christensen, who on the season was a 63% shooter from the free throw line. 11 minutes to go now, 65-51. Brooklyn with the basketball. Maynard Grant, top of the key, works inside to Plimcast, but a foul call.
Yeah, that time Spencer's going to get called for kind of putting his arm in the small of Plamakis' back, so he's going to get the foul, the third team foul on the Dolphins. Brooklyn will inbound the ball.
Remember, CSI got off to a quick start in this second half. They were up. They had a 10-0 start to the second half. So since that time, it's been 18-15 Brooklyn here in the second half, as it's 65-51 overall on the scoreboard. As that three-pointer misses, it just whooshes on the net. Christensen now working inside and collides with Confino. We'll see how the officials call it.
Yeah,
they'll
that
call
time,
the blocking foul.
Sorry, Mike. That time, Christian Taylor took the ball to the basket and was able to draw the foul. That's going to be the 16th foul against Brooklyn College. So the Dolphins will get to inbound the basketball now with a fresh 30-second shot clock.
So Schettino will inbound. Going over to Murphy. Now back up top to DeCunto. Working inside. Murphy gets it off to Schettino. Dolphins try to rebound their own miss, but officials blow the whistle first.
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive foul on Murphy on the play. That's going to be the 17th foul on the Dolphins on the loose ball foul. I think that's that's going to be their 4th foul, so Brooklyn will inbound the basketball. Dolphins with a couple opportunities there, Mike, on it, not able to convert, and Murphy picks up the offensive foul.
So that is now explained here to the Brooklyn bench. As now Brooklyn will inbound the pass, and now we'll begin. Confino brings it up court. Passes it off to Grant, top of the key against Baum. Going back to Confino. 3-point shot from Mikael Hatton, who's been on fire here. Misses the shot, but Brooklyn gets the rebound on the miss.
Yeah, Dolphins not doing a good job closing out on that rebound. Brooklyn now with another opportunity.
Confino going inside, has the ball swatted out of his hands, whistle blown. And this should be against CSI. Instead, Brooklyn will now inbound again.
20 seconds to shoot inside of 10 minutes remaining here in the second half. Dolphins with a 14-point lead.
Casario working against Taylor Christensen. Christian Taylor, I should say.
And Brooklyn College continuing to warm up from the field. That made it a 12-point game, Mike, and continue to put pressure on the Dolphins.
Frank Schettino going over to DeCunto. Taylor Christian now with his hands in the basketball. Needs some help, gets it from DeCunto. DeCunto trying to move Baum so he can get a little lane. He gets that lane, now goes over to Murphy. Murphy puts up the shot, hits the glass, then bounces back in for 2. And then the Dolphins right now have a 67-53 lead.
Another big basket for Murphy, as we're going to have a technical foul called against the Dolphins, I believe. Not sure what happened, Mike. It was right here in front of us. But Schettino's going to pick up a technical foul, and Mike, with a 14-point lead and 9 minutes remaining, not what you're looking for.
Not at all. Tony Petosa did not like that call. Right now having a quick discussion with the referee. So it'll be free throws here from Mikael Hatton, who already has 19 points here today. He is 3 out of 4 from the free throw line, and he is now 4 out of 5, now with 20 points.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want if you're Brooklyn College, an opportunity to score, have the clock not move, and still maintain possession of the basketball. Again, I'm not really sure what happened on the play, but Schettino picks up a technical foul, not what the Dolphins were looking for, and Now Brooklyn has an opportunity to cut this down inside of double digits on this possession.
Mikael Hatton now with 21 points to lead both teams. Tesario working right now on top of the key, goes to Grant, goes back over to Confino. Confino needs some help, passes it off. Tesario working his way inside, puts up the shot and in. Yes, he was driving right through the lane, drew a foul. He'll go to the line for one.
Man, you know, Mike, that's how it happens. You take a technical foul, you give Brooklyn a couple of points, and then all of a sudden they get possession of the ball. They get another basket. Their shooting has gotten much better here in this second half. They're 9 of 18 from the field, including 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and they have an opportunity now to make this a 9-point game. But they missed the free throw.
Tesario now 2 of 3 from the free throw line, so it's a 10-point Dolphin lead, 67-57. Just a little under 9 minutes to go here in the second half. Bracic posts up, passes it off inside, losing his hand on the ball, was bound. Now battle for the ball on the court. Timeout called, though, quickly by Mikael Hatton to avoid the jump ball. Good job by him. Be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. So, Mike, your thoughts so far as Brooklyn has played a little better here in the second half?
Well, you know, the Dolphins have done what the Dolphins have done several times this year, and that is go cold offensively. They've just scored 2 points here over the last 3 minutes. Brooklyn College has been able to go on to a 6-2 run, and they've been able to cut the Dolphin lead down to 10, and they have possession of the basketball with 8 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. Both teams with 6 personal fouls, or I should say by 16 fouls. So both teams will go into the bonus upon the next foul. The Dolphins have gotten a little bit cold from the field. Brooklyn College has heated up from the field. Dolphins have only turned the ball over 12 times today compared to 15 for Brooklyn, but Brooklyn doing a better job rebounding the basketball on the offensive glass and certainly shooting the basketball.
Confino working against Christian Taylor. Pass with a 3-point shot for Tesario. No good. Rebound here for the Dolphins. And it will stay Dolphins basketball as Murphy came up with it.
Yeah, I think that foul might be on Baptiste, who checked into the game. No, actually, they're going to, let's see, they're going to give that foul to Confino. So he's going to pick up his 4th, and that's going to lead to free throws now, Mike. And big 1-and-1 coming up here for Kevon Murphy.
Murphy at the free throw line. Misses the 1-for-1. And coming away with it was Brooklyn, but a nice job there by Bracic to get his hand in there to try to knock it away, but it will stay Brooklyn basketball.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, the Dolphins have struggled from the free throw line really all year long, shooting just 63% from the line. Murphy, a 62% shooter, misses the big front end of a 1-and-1.
Tesario, Wood working against Baum. Nearly lost handle of the basketball, gets it back though, passes it off to Mikael Hatton. Mikael Hatton looking for some help right now. 9 on the shot clock, tries to put it up, and they will say it was a hand foul, a defensive foul on DeCunto for getting his hand on the hand of Mikael Hatton.
That looked like it might have been a travel, Mike, before the ball was slapped out of his hand.
I agree.
Let me rephrase that, Mike. That was a travel before the ball was slapped out of his hand. Instead, Brooklyn College picking up a little bit of a break, and will get to go to the free throw line.
A big break in my mind, as that's going to be the first free throw connected on here by Mikael Hatton of this series. He now has 22 points.
And now Brooklyn has cut the Dolphin lead inside of 10. Still plenty of time left, 7:47 remaining.
8-point game now, 67-59, Dolphins in front. Schettino, DeCunto. Going over to Bracic, spins around, goes back to DeCunto, and right now outside the arch, going back to Bracic. Bracic working inside this time to Schettino. Tries to spin around, but looks like a foul will be called, and it'll go back, possession arrow back to Brooklyn College.
Yeah, I
didn't see it.
I'm not sure about that one either, Mike. But Schettino picking up an offensive foul. So 2 bad plays by Schettino here over the last couple of minutes. First, a terrible technical foul, which really opened the door for Brooklyn College to get right back in the game, and now an offensive foul and a turnover.
Schettino now with 3 fouls, and going up and putting it in is the freshman. It's now a 6-point lead for the Dolphins. We've been here before, Mike, late in the first half. It's now 67-61.
Yeah, and that time Schettino really didn't do a good job defensively either on that play.
Schettino, off-balance shot, draws the foul inside, and he should go to the line.
Yeah, he will go to the line, Mike. For the Dolphins, he'll get an opportunity at a 2-shot foul. He's a 56% free throw shooter. Remember, the Dolphins missed the front end of a 1-and-1 the last time they went to the free throw line. Now Schettino will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 in a 19-point game that's now down to 6.
And Brooklyn is in the game already, but if Brooklyn's going to find a way to win this game, this is the guy you want to foul, and Schettino has been very inconsistent at the free throw line this year. Misses the first, and then he'll miss the second. Rebound by Baum, though. Tried to hit it off a Brooklyn player for a turnover, but instead the Dolphins were the last to touch it, and Brooklyn ends up with the basketball anyway.
Yeah, and since Schettino's committed that technical foul, it's been nothing but one miscue after another for Frankie, as the Dolphin lead, which was 19 just a few minutes ago, is now down to 6.
67-61. Tesario with that jump shot not that long ago that made it a 6-point game, loses the handle. DeCunto comes up with it for CSI. Baum, wow, he goes in hard defensively. That should be an offensive foul, and it will be.
Yeah, you know, Mike, he kind of jumped right underneath his feet. I'm not so sure that was an offensive foul, but you know, I can certainly see why the official called it. But boy, oh boy, the Brooklyn College defender really jumped right under Baum's feet without much of an opportunity for him to be able to move out of the way.
Baum did get his elbow in, so he drew the offensive foul. Maynard Grant right now with his hands on the basketball. Needs some help, gets it. This time from Tesario, who was really caught fire a little bit himself. He now has 8 points. Going over to Wood. Back to Tesario, back to Wood, and another collision as Bracic and Wood collide. Not too sure what Bracic was trying to do there other than trying to go for the basketball, but it just causes another foul and puts Brooklyn back on the foul line, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I'm not sure what Eden was thinking on that play. The Dolphins were playing good defense, and instead all they did was allow a foul, and now another technical foul called on the Dolphins. And, you know, boy, oh boy, Mike, I'm not even sure Brooklyn College would have gotten back into this game without that first technical foul called. Now you got another technical foul called. I'm not sure what Baum did. So now you've given Brooklyn College essentially 4 free points at the basket here, as another couple of free throws here on the technical foul. And boy, that's a tough call, Mike. I'm not even sure what's going on here.
And that technical was on Baum. So Mikael Hatton, who has been the hottest free throw shooter today, 7 out of 8 before that one, misses the first. But a chance here for Brooklyn College to really pull themselves closer to the Dolphins. They hit the second.
Well, Mike, they were one basket away from making this a one-possession game. Is, you know, once again, the Dolphins' offense has really disappeared. And, you know, you hate to go back to one particular play, but it was really that technical foul on Schettino that really turned this game around and allowed Brooklyn College to score 5 quick points and turn things around right away. And, you know, they've been able to take advantage of some shoddy Dolphin play here in the second half, and they've cut the Dolphin lead all the way down to 4 points.
Austin Wood now at the free throw line. Wood, a 73% free throw shooter, hit the first. And a timeout is called on the court, so we'll be a full timeout, so we'll take a break. We're back right after this. Okay, folks, we're back right here on CSI Sportsnet. A 10-0 run here by the Bulldogs, and also a second technical foul on the Dolphins. This one was called on Khalid Baum. The Bulldogs will go back to the free throw line to complete what will be their fourth attempt at the free throw line right now.
And you know, Mike, with 9 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, the Dolphins had just scored a basket by a Kevon Murphy layup and taken a 14-point lead. And, you know, inexplicably, Frankie Schettino picked up a technical foul on the way back up the floor. And since that time, that ignited Brooklyn on a 6-0 run. The Dolphins have not scored in the last 3 minutes and 16 seconds. And more free throws here for Brooklyn as they look to continue to cut into this Dolphin lead.
10 personal fouls against the Dolphins here in the second half, as it has been a bit sloppy here for CSI. With 6 minutes to go here in this first half, now it's a 3-point game, 67-64. CSI in front. DeCunto back over to Schettino. Back to DeCunto, 3-point shot, and he hits it. Big three-pointer for the Dolphins.
So DeCunto picked a great time to take his first shot of the game and bury a three-pointer. Boy, Mike, the Dolphins needed that one to break a 10-0 run.
They needed a big time right there, Michael, absolutely. 70-64. Maynard Grant for three, no good, miss. Rebound by Schettino and the Dolphins with 5:30 to go. And the Dolphins really needed that timeout as Schettino goes up to the hoop and will draw the foul. They really needed that timeout for Tony Petosa to calm this team down a little bit after we saw the foul and then the technical foul on Khalid Baum that got the Bulldogs back into it.
Yeah, and that time Schettino was determined to take it to the basket. He drew the foul against Grant. That's going to be his fourth. And now Schettino will go to the free throw line to shoot two. He hits the first. He's now 2 of 5 from the line here this afternoon, and he has 14 points.
14 points for Frank Schettino. At 11 at the break. And he hits that one. So now 15 points here, 72-64. Dolphins in front. 8-point lead with just a little over 5 to go in regulation. Mikkel Hatton with his hands on the basketball. He's been red hot from downtown all day today. Thought about three, instead goes to Wood. Dolphins trying to make sure they don't get that easy shot off. Wood gets the shot off, but it hits the rim, no good. Went out of bounds, last touch by the Dolphins, say the officials, and Brooklyn will get the basketball.
Yeah, no, Mike, there's been several times here in the second half where the Dolphins could have closed out and gotten a big defensive rebound, and Brooklyn's doing a nice job putting pressure on the Dolphins' defensive glass.
And will be Baptiste working inside. No foul call, now whistle blown.
Yeah, the ball just be out of bounds, Mike. Remain Brooklyn basketball with 24 to shoot.
Mikkel Hatton looking inside to Maynard Grant. Instead, he finds a couple of Dolphins as the ball bouncing around low. It'll be a kickball violation offensively on the Brooklyn Bulldogs. I didn't even see that, but in that kind of scrum, either way, it's a turnover back to the Dolphins.
Yeah, interesting call, but either way, the Dolphins end up with the basketball, and that's the important thing is Brooklyn turns it over. Dolphins had the lead cut down to a single possession, have now opened it back up to 8.
DeCunto rather. Back over to Bracic. Now Schettino. Working against Tesario. Again, Dolphins at the top of the key here. Schettino, off-balance shot from the free-throw line, no good. 4:18 to go here in regulation. Tesario, jump shot, hits the glass, up and no good. Rebound here by the Bulldogs and Maynard Grant, who wrestles with Kevon Murphy, who draws the foul. Murphy saying why.
Boy, these officials, Mike, I'm not sure what they're watching. That ball clearly went off of the top of the backboard. It was out of bounds. And, you know, once again, I'm not sure what these officials are watching, but I guess it's not the game, as that ball was clearly out of bounds. Instead, Brooklyn able to pull down the rebound, and Grant will have an opportunity to go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Maynard Grant, a 75% free throw shooter so far this regular season. He has not hit one yet today until just right now. He's 1 for 1.
Yeah, so a big point there for Brooklyn. They now cut it to 7, and with a basket here, can make it a 2-possession game. Still plenty of time left. 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in this second half.
More than enough time, as that free throw will be no good.
And now we're going to have a lane violation called on the Dolphins, so Grant will get another opportunity at a free throw.
So another chance for Grant. He's 1 for 2 so far today at the free throw line. His team down a touchdown, 72-65, and he hits that one. Now, 6-point game.
Yeah, so Brooklyn takes advantage of another free throw opportunity, and they've cut it down to 6. The Dolphins with the basketball need a good offensive possession right here.
Maynard Grant now with 11 points on the day, second on the team in points for Brooklyn. Schettino goes outside. Bracic for a long jump shot, no good. I'm not sure if it would have been a 3 had it been good.
I don't know whether it would have been or it wouldn't have been, Mike, but it was still a terrible shot.
Regardless, Brooklyn College comes out with it. Confino needs a block, gets it. This time goes to Tesario. Hands it off this time to Mikkel Hatton, who hands it back off to Confino, working inside, and gets rejected by Jade Spencer. Nice job by Jade Spencer to come out of nowhere to slap that ball away. Dolphins back with possession. DeCunto back over to Murphy inside, working up against the paint. Puts it up and kisses the glass and in.
Big play that time by Kevon Murphy. There was a lot of contact both ways on that play, Mike. The officials let it go, and Murphy was able to use his size and strength to lay it up and in and give the Dolphins an 8-point lead with 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining, Mike. And, you know, it's been an exciting afternoon here. The women went up by as many as 30 points in their game, and the Brooklyn College women's team never quit and came right back and really made a game of it. Here in this men's game, the men went up by 19 points in the second half with just 16 minutes and 37 seconds remaining. Brooklyn College never quit, really bounced all the way back, made it a 3-point game, and still are within shouting distance, Mike, trailing just by 8 with 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining.
It's been a fun afternoon for basketball here today, folks. We saw a really good game between the women, as the CSI women took care of business 72-56 to tie for first place with Brooklyn College, top the Kuniak, and here the men trying to stay undefeated in the Kuniak if they can hold on here in the next 3:05. They hold a 74-66 lead here against Brooklyn College. Tesario, 3-point shot. It hits the glass, no good. And a rebound here for Bracic, hands it off to Schettino.
Yeah, and, you know, Brooklyn worked their way all the way back to make it a 3-point game, Mike, but when you fall that far behind, you really put yourself in a almost every possession need a point kind of situation, and Dolphins have stabilized defensively and now have it down to 2:37 remaining in the game.
Schettino working out inside, has a travel called against Schettino. And it'll be a turnover back the other way towards Brooklyn College.
Yeah, and Schettino, Mike, has 14 assists on the game here this afternoon, but has turned the ball over 7 times as well.
So Brooklyn College will inbound, as it'll be Maynard Grant to inbound here. Goes over to Tesario, now to Confino. 2:28 to go for Brooklyn College. They need points now, and they need them quick if they're going to find a way to force this game into overtime at the very least. They go up and in, but it'll be no good. Mikkel Hatton drew the foul, though.
Yeah, and that was a big miss that time, because if he was able to lay that up and in and draw the foul, he could have cut the Dolphin lead down to 5. As it is, he can make it a 2-possession game, Mike, if he hits both his free throws.
And he'll hit the first. Mikkel Hatton, we talked about it earlier, very good at the line. He is now 9 out of 11. And this team is now 17 out of 23 overall, 72% at the charity stripe, compared to the Dolphins, who've hit only 2/3. 2:20 to go. It's now a 6-point game. 2-possession game, if you're keeping track. 2:15 to go now. DeCunto going over to Schettino. Right now, Schettino outside, goes inside to Murphy. Pulls his way inside as he finds a way to post up and put in 2.
And that's the kind of shot you want, Mike. High percentage inside the paint. 2 back-to-back baskets by Murphy for the Dolphins.
Tesario needing some help. Gets a block from Grant as he blocks DeCunto. Now goes to Mikkel Hatton for 3. Yes, he hits it. That's a big three for Mikael Hatton. It's now a 76-71 game. Mikael Hatton with now 29 points for Brooklyn College.
Yeah, and that was a huge make that time by Brooklyn. That was really a shot that Brooklyn had to have to stay in the game, but with 1:44 remaining and down only 5, they do remain in the game. You got to like, Mike, what the Dolphins have been able to do on their last couple of offensive possessions. What they've done very smartly is work the ball inside to Kevon Murphy. First, DeCunto fed him inside and picked up his second assist. And now Frankie Schettino fed it to Murphy, and Schettino has picked up his 15th assist. And, we should mention, Mike, that with 15 assists, that's the second all-time record for the Dolphins. Schettino leads with 17 assists in a single game. That occurred earlier this week against Medgar Evers. So Schettino first tied the record at 14 earlier this season, then broke the record at 17 against Medgar Evers, and now has picked up 15 assists here this afternoon to put himself second and chase the record that he just set a week or so ago.
He's had a tremendous season and a great player in Dolphins history for that matter, Frank Schettino. Right now, CSI needs him. They need this Dolphin team to come up big here in the last minute 44. Dolphins clinging to a 5-point lead with 1:44 to go, 76-71.
Yeah, and it's really, I'm sorry, Mike, it's really been Chris McLatton. It's 29 points that have kept Brooklyn in this game.
Chris McHatton with 29. He's 7 out of 16 from the field, 5 of 12 from long distance. Schettino passes it down court to Murphy, puts it up, goes in, goes out, has it blocked out of his hands by Baptiste. Foul called away from the basketball near us.
Boy, oh boy, Mike, Murphy goes inside. He's pounded by two different players inside, knocked to the ground, no foul. And then Brooklyn College works the ball into the corner, and they call a foul on the Dolphins. So Brooklyn gets the best of all worlds, gets more opportunities here at the free throw line to get themselves back in the game without running any clock down. Brooklyn College has gone to the free throw line here 25 times this afternoon compared to just 10 for the Dolphins.
And right now being missed on the free throw by Maynard Grant. Maynard Grant now 2 out of 4 from the charity stripe. These are big free throws right now for Brooklyn College if they want to get themselves a little bit closer. Still 2-possession game at 5 points. And it'll be a 4-point game now. It's 76-72. 12 now for Grant. Schettino, DeCunto, and when the whistle is called, play is stopped, but it looks like a timeout was called, and it will be a full timeout.
Yeah, it'll be another full timeout here for the Dolphins as this game is going to get dragged out here over the last couple of minutes, it looks like, Mike. But, once again, the Dolphins able to get the ball inside to Murphy. He went up strong, missed the first shot, was able to stay with it. A lot of contact inside, but nothing called. And then Brooklyn College able to come back and hit one of 2 free throws from the line. So the Dolphins in possession of the basketball, 23 on the shot clock, 1:19 remaining in the game, and the Dolphin lead, which was as many as 19 in the second half, got cut down to as low as 3, is 4 points.
The Dolphins will have to find a way to keep the ball away from Mikael Hatton, who has dominated, especially here in the second half. 29 points, and also they have to avoid foul trouble here in this second half. Right now on the floor, they have 3 players, each with 3 fouls. And that would be Schettino as well as Murphy and then DeCunto. All 3 of them have 3 fouls and also had a couple of technical fouls in the second half. The technical foul on Schettino that really started the run here for Brooklyn College. Technical foul on Baum that really got them even closer. So Dolphins we'll see what the Dolphins can do here to calm the waters, if you will, in the last minute 19 to go.
And Mike, the Dolphins looking to remain undefeated. Brooklyn College taking them to the limit.
Schettino, this has been a fun game to watch, and we're in for a very fun minute and 11 seconds. Schettino starting things off here for the Dolphins. Murphy heavily covered by Grant. Double team now. Goes back to Brocic. Now DeCunto, 3-pointer. Rims in, out, and back in. Yes. 79-72. A big 3 there for DeCunto. Looked like it was going to rim out and then a rim back in. Going down court is Confino, needs help. It's going to be a jump ball called. No travel called at all. And instead, a timeout is called by Brooklyn College. So they called very quickly. But a big three-pointer there for DeCunto, as the Dolphins definitely needed that one.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, Vinny DeCunto has taken two shots here the entire afternoon, both huge three-pointers, and he's hit them both. He has 6 points here, but that three-pointer with just over a minute remaining opened the Dolphin lead back up to 7 points. And when Brooklyn College was in the middle of their comeback and had cut the Dolphin lead down to 3, it was that three-pointer by Vinny DeCunto that opened the Dolphin lead back up to 70-64. So DeCunto's taken 2 shots here this afternoon, both three-pointers, both huge three-pointers for the Dolphins over the last 5 minutes or so of the game, and that opens the lead up for the Dolphins by 7 with under a minute remaining.
Dolphins right now with 50.8 seconds to go here in regulation, folks. Dolphins with a 7-point lead. As right now we're in a timeout here called by Brooklyn College after the jump ball in which Confino could have been called for a travel but was not, as he went down on the floor underneath the hoop. So right now will still be Brooklyn College basketball as we will resume with 50.8. But if the Dolphins can get a turnover here, Mike, and can get some points out of it, we can start to think about maybe the Dolphins starting to cement this game into a W and getting to 8-0 in the conference.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, we mentioned the Dolphins coming in 7-0 in the conference, Brooklyn 1-6, but we've seen enough CUNYAC basketball to know that you can forget the standings when these two teams meet, when most of these teams in the conference meet. What we found out over the years is anything could happen.
So we'll kick it off here. Brooklyn College will inbound underneath the net with 22 on the shot clock. Shots put up, no good. Baum comes up with the rebound, and that's what the Dolphins needed with 45. Brooklyn has to foul in my mind here, Mike, with the clock ticking away, and they do, and they foul Schettino. And that's the guy you want to foul if you are Brooklyn College right now.
It is, Mike, but that might have been the final opportunity for Brooklyn College to get themselves back in the game. They already needed 3 possessions, and they'll need 3 possessions even if Schettino hits both of these free throws. But a big miss there for Brooklyn College, a shot they really needed. And, you know, you got to give the Bulldogs a lot of credit, Mike. They've struggled all year long. They were 3-13 coming into the game today, 1-6 in the conference, and fell behind by 19, showed no quit at all, cut the Dolphin lead down to as low as 3, but that was as close as they could make it now inside of 35 seconds.
Schettino hit both free throws, so it's now a 9-point game, 81-72. Dolphins closing in on their 8th win in conference and closing in on their 10th win of the year, as that's going to be batted around and taken away by Murphy. Whistle blown, but it's going to be against Brooklyn College, and CSI will keep the basketball with 23.3 to go. And what a job here by the Dolphins. It was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Brooklyn College played very well. They gave them a game here, but CSI is going to find a way in the next 23 seconds to come away with a win and stay undefeated in the CUNYAC, as Kevion Murphy will hit 3 throws here. Does Murphy 12 points so far, and hits the front end. It's now a 10-point game.
Yeah, big basket, a big bucket there by Murphy as Kevon came into halftime with only 6 points. He has 7 points here in the second half. And, you know, Dolphins able to do enough to escape with a victory here this afternoon. It was a little bit tougher than maybe the Dolphins wanted, but a big win for the Dolphins as they remain undefeated in CUNYAC play.
That's going to be batted around again, and the Dolphins come away with it. Kevon Murphy playing well here down the stretch, especially defensively. Dolphins get the win. They win this one 83-72. The Dolphins sweep a doubleheader here today against Brooklyn College. The women took care of business this afternoon, and the men finished the business here with an 83-72 win. They're now 10-6 overall in a year. Brooklyn falls to 3-14 overall on the year, but the stat that counts there, Mike, 8-0 in conference for the CSI Dolphins, and Brooklyn. We talked about it coming in, how they would respond with all the players, all the changes they have had. They're now 1-7 in conference.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, the Dolphins hold on to their 2-game lead in the conference. Every CCNY and Baruch with 2 losses, Lehman with already with 3. So a big win by the Dolphins, a home win, a win in a game that they needed to remain undefeated in the CUNYAC Conference, as we're going to be joined, Mike, by a special guest.
So Frank Schettino, come on in. As we were joined by Frank Schettino, looking up there at the crowd out watching. So Frank, talk about this game. This is a huge win for you guys as you now improved to 8-0.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
We know Brooklyn's a decent team coming in here. We just wanted to defend our home court and stay undefeated.
You got 17 points today, and this was a huge game. You know, middle of the game there were a couple questionable technical fouls called on you guys, but you're able to withstand that. What did Tony Petosa say to you guys to kind of calm the waters down a little bit?
The first technical foul is my fault. I'm a leader. I'm not supposed to do that. Then it led to another technical foul. I take responsibility for that. But Coach told us to calm down, and we were able to get the win.
All right, Frank Schettino, thanks a lot, man.
You got it.
Congratulations on the win. Let's bring in Mike Babusky as we here on the Dolphins postgame show.
Well, sometimes post-game shows are a little abbreviated, Mike, but, great news for the Dolphins. They come away. They remain undefeated in the CUNYAC Conference. 17 points, 15 assists for Frankie Schettino, another 16 points for Eden Brocic, 14 for Kevon Murphy, 11 for Khalid Baum. Dolphins do enough here this afternoon to remain undefeated, 8-0 in the conference. And the Dolphins will get ready to face Kane University this Monday afternoon, their final non-conference game of the regular season. Then they'll go on the road, and they'll be back home 2 weeks from today against York College. That'll be our next broadcast for you on CSI Sportsnet.
A lot of road games coming up for this College Staten Island Dolphins as they get the win. They improve now to, again, 10-6 and 8-0 in conference. Great win for our cast and crew here. We thank you for joining us. For Mike Babusky, I'm Michael Cohen. You're here at the home of everything CSI Dolphins, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Of this offense and really lead the